Hi everyone, this is Tian, and today we're gonna read about Pete the cat. Here is Pete and his brother. They're standing in a shopping cart. Can you guess where they're headed to today? Let me give you another hint. They're going to this place to buy food. If you guessed the supermarket, you're right. Let's read more about it. Let's get started. Pete the Cat's Trip to the Supermarket by Kimberly and James Dean. Pete and Bob are hungry after a big day of fun at the park. Dad, can we have a snack? Bob asks. Dad checks the fridge. It looks like there's almost nothing left in there. Dad checks the pantry. Again, it looks like there's almost nothing left. Dad checks the secret snack nook. It's empty. We need to buy groceries, says Dad. Dad starts to make a list. We need milk and eggs and fish and chicken. I want raspberries, says Bob. I want apples, says Pete. If you were Pete, what would you want to get? Pete and Bob and Dad make a long list and take it to the supermarket. Look at the supermarket here. It's called the Meow Foods Supermarket. Oh no, the wind blows the list out of Dad's hands. Uh-oh. It's cool, says Pete. I remember the list. I do too, says Bob. What about you? Do you remember what's on the list? First, they stop in aisle 10. The sign says dairy. We need milk, says Pete. And cheese, says Bob. The stinky kind. Next, they go to aisle 9. Yum, says Dad. I love bacon. Don't forget the chicken, says Pete. Let's see. It looks like other than bacon and chicken, we also have some fish and sausages. They almost pass aisle 8 when Pete remembers eggs. Regular or jumbo? Asks Pete. Jumbo, says Dad. Groovy, says Pete. Looks like Pete and his dad are getting some jumbo dinosaur eggs. Have you ever tried dinosaur eggs before? Other than dinosaur eggs, we also have some frog eggs, chicken eggs, ostrich eggs, and dragon eggs. Bob can't pick between spaghetti and macaroni in aisle 7. How about bow ties? Asks Dad. Awesome, says Bob. Here is Pete. It looks like he has some spaghetti around his neck just like a scarf. And here is Bob. Look at him. He's wearing a bow tie made of pasta. Aisle 6 smells fruity. Remember the apples, says Pete. Remember the raspberries, says Bob. Looks like we have some oranges, apples, pears, raspberries, cherries, avocados, and lemons. In aisle 5, Dad tastes a hot dog. Yummy! In aisle 4, Pete tastes a cupcake. Sweet! When you go to the supermarket, do you also try some food like Pete and his dad? If so, what kind of food do you like to try out? Dad lets Pete and Bob choose a treat in aisle 3. Pete picks crackers shaped like fish. Bob picks popcorn. Brr! It's cold in aisle 2. Dad puts mango popsicles in the cart. It looks like other than mango popsicles, we also have some different kinds of ice creams in aisle 2. Let's see. We have chocolate ice cream, banana popsicles, vanilla ice cream, and strawberry ice cream. Aisle 1 has sunflowers, tulips, and blue daisies. Pete and Bob pick tulips for Grandma. She'll love them, says Dad. I think we got everything except the fish, says Dad. But their car is packed with yummy treats. Next time. Alright, that's all I have for you today. If you were Pete, what would you get from the supermarket? Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!